Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Ink to Prosperity. I'm Adriana, the spiritual coach that is guiding this channel, and today we're focusing on the message for September. So if you're excited to learn what kind of messages Spirit has for us, any actions, tea, whatever is going on, then stay tuned, boo. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I will be using two decks to pull some cards. So I have Spirits of the North deck as well as the Ancestor Path Tarot deck. It's a new one. Bay got it for me, so I'm excited. This will be my first time using it for like a collective message. And if you didn't already know, on this channel we talk about goals, we talk about spirituality, we talk about healing. We're not just solely focused on like the witchcraft and the occults, but we also talk about financial healing. I mean, it is called Ink to Prosperity for a reason. Hello. So if you like the vibe, come on, join the squad, okay? So September, do you remember? So first and foremost, I've been getting ready for this collective message for the whole entire week. Now, I didn't do a collective message last month because I was so heavily focused on my soul support circle, which if you're interested, it's linked below. I was very much focused on my soul support, and I was very much focused on my 90-day students. And I feel like a lot of breakthroughs came in for them in the month of August, and a lot of my energy went towards them, and of course towards like what was going on in my personal life and just like my family and friends. So as far as like putting my energy out there for like the entire collective, didn't really feel called to do that, but was very much excited about getting into like the tarot study, which is really good. And I also have to record that video as well, so that'll be coming up soon. So getting ready for this collective message all week. I feel like September is huge. I've been feeling for the past year that this particular fall, like fall 2021, was going to be huge in energy, in abundance, in destruction, in chaos, in love, in relationships, in finance, in health, in all respects. Fall 2021 is huge. There's a lot going on, and I know the fall of 2020 was a freaking lot, but it feels like it's that on steroids, okay? And I've been telling a lot of people who there's some things that they've been working on, some long-term goals, and what you'll see is you'll finally, these long-term goals are being finalized in this season. So there's going to be some resolutions. People are going to see things coming to an end. People are going to be leaving jobs. They're going to be starting new jobs, new careers, new schooling, new relationships in all respects, not just romantic. People are going to be leaving their families. People are going to be like renegotiating terms and contracts, and also wills have been coming up, and I talked about this in my soul support group in their September reading. But wills also is coming up so much. I don't know what it is, but just like renegotiating wills is like really big thing. So I don't know. But I know for sure that long-term goals are being finalized in the season of 2021, in the fall season of 2021. So September, kicking off the fall, of course, you're gonna start seeing this. We've already had a lot coming into this month, with the climate, with the political climate, the environment climate, and so there's just like this purge, this get it out kind of energy that's going on. So the beginning of September, it really feels like there is like a three-part energy. So there's the middle, the beginning, there's the first half of September, and then there's the second half of September, and then there's the whole month of September. That's what I mean by a three-part energy. So for the whole entire month of September, Spirit really has been talking about prayer. And I know that we shit on prayer because it's like, oh, somebody's going through a really bad thing, I'll pray for you. Oh, Louisiana just had a hurricane, we'll keep you in our prayers. Line 3 is the Enbridge is causing a lot of destruction. We'll pray for you. And so there's a lot of like negativity that comes with the prayer, and I totally understand that, and I agree with the sentiment that it's not all just like prayer. There has to be action behind and before the prayer as well. But on the flip side of that, there's this idea I feel in the air around prayer not being as powerful as it actually is. And we set these intentions, we do these rituals, we have all of these different spells that we recite and affirmations, and all of those are prayer. It's prayer. Fight me if you want to, I don't care. So Spirit has really been honing in on how important it is for us to really get into our prayer ritual, our prayer practice. And so if you've been feeling called, you don't know, like, how am I supposed to bring this thing in? How am I supposed to heal myself? And blah, 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 blah. You've got all these questions, all these things you want to get done, and you don't know where to start. I advise you to start with some prayer. And I don't mean just like, Our Father who art in heaven. I don't mean that. I mean sitting down, taking time to have a conversation with yourself, your deities, God, the universe, your ancestors, whatever it is that you believe in. Pray with having that conversation, which is ultimately what prayer is. It is this declaration, this conversation, this agreement that you are having with the energy around you in order to create a different result, a new result, a different formula, whatever the case you want to call it. So in order for you to do that, you have to sit down and be intentional in your prayer. You can't just be reciting these words just to hear them come out of your mouth. And then there's also this state it with affirmativeness, affirming a voice, not, God, can you please help me? No, I am declaring that at this time I am receiving assistance in blah, 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 blah. You have to be declarative in your statements when you're praying. And then also there's this element of the conversation that I was mentioning, in just speaking of whatever is on your heart. Speak with truth and with no boundaries. Because how else are you supposed to step into your authenticity? How else are you supposed to reclaim this power? How else are you supposed to manifest the life that you want if you're so afraid to speak what it is that is on your heart, to speak what is coming to your mind, to speak what you want, what you don't want, what brings you pleasure, what makes you sad, what makes you angry, what are you ashamed of, what are you questioning, what are you excited about, what gives you will to live? If you can't speak these things, how are you expected to be a sovereign being? How are you expected to decolonize yourself? How are you expected to believe in your own juju and magic and power, and not only your power but the collective energy in whatever you believe in? So when you hold back in your prayer, you're really telling the universe, you're really telling yourself that No, 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 no. Actually, no. That's it. And so when you're able to release these words, release these sentiments and these thoughts, then you're able to unleash the shackles, the bounds that are on your own energy and your aura, and you're able to like break free out of this shell, out of this like closeted energy, out of this shame, guilt, anger, like all of these things that keep us like weighed down. By speaking it in a place of intention and prayer, you're really just like setting yourself free in many, many, many different ways. And then on top of that, another thing that Spirit really wanted me to hone into is the fact that prayer also means waiting. Sit and wait to receive. And so a lot of times people will say their prayer and then they just get up and move on. And it's like, well, what if the universe, your ancestors, deity, whatever you believe in, what if Spirit wanted to talk back? Hello. But you just went ahead and just, So when you are praying this month, especially, then give yourself a couple of extra minutes to just sit there in silence and feel into the energy of what you just released. Feel into the energy of what you just declared. Feel into the energy of your spirit. And you would be surprised how many times an idea just comes through. How light your heart and your body and your energy feels. You will be so amazed at how excited you will get about an issue because you just figured out like, oh, maybe I can come from this perspective instead of that perspective. I have had so many revelations right after a prayer, not in a dream, not through a card reading, not through meditation. I mean, well, prayer is a form of meditation, but not through like some, like guided meditation, not from someone else giving me a session or anything like that, but just like literally I just poured out my heart out to God and I sat there for just a moment, and then just like all this stuff just like comes up and I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed. That's what I needed. And so I am advising you for this month to get serious about your prayer practice, to get serious about your stillness, after you pray. Okay? So that is what Spirit really wanted me to talk to you all about. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards just to feel into the energy of like what can we expect for the month of September. For the first set of cards, we have the Remember Us from Spirits of the North. It says, remember the sacrifice we made. The answers have paved the way for you. And then the Ancestor Tarot card was the Empress. I love that. Now, right off the bat, this makes me think about really being called to make sure that we are not neglecting our heritage, that we are not forgetting where the frick we came from, that we are really paying attention to what birthed us, that we are paying attention to the energy that molded and made us, not because it's like the way and the only way, but so that we are informed, and we are highly informed of where it is that we're going. So that whole saying of you got to know where you're from to know where you're going, that's really the key message here that I'm feeling in these cards, especially with this Empress here. And so this is really giving me a lot of like pregnancy, coming up, and like fertility coming up. And it, as I say that, it's like, it's not just like body fertility, it's also like, are you fertile in ideas? Are you fertile in creativity? Are you fertile in love? Are you fertile in money? Are you fertile in discipline? Are you fertile in structure? Are you, you know, like all these different energies. Fertility is really like what we're being called to pay attention to in our own lives and in the collective life, and making sure that we aren't um like doing things that are just going to lead to a dead end. Okay. And so with fall coming in and really paying attention to the season, you know, fall brings up darkness, fall brings up harvest. September is really a harvesting month. It brings up, you know, like preparing for the cold, preparing for the winter, being shut in, being introverted, closing off, hunkering down. Like that's the kind of energy that fall brings up for us. And so the fact that we have these ancestors saying, like, remember us, remember where you came from, with this Empress energy to add like the little razzle dazzle on top, really gives me this feeling, this sense of, one, we're not doing this shit by ourselves, but two is that we have to make sure also that along with this prayer practice and these things that are being finalized and the season of it all, that we have this ability to really see beyond our circumstances, and really like making that a part of your prayer to declare that I am not just my circumstance, that I am not just this, I'm not just that, I'm not just this. Like, we are not one-dimensional beings, okay? And really see your uniqueness, your totality. And I've been preaching about this for so much. Really see all that you are. The Empress is everything. The Empress is Mother Earth. The Empress is nature. And all that also brings me to understanding the fertility of nature. Understanding that just because nature is losing her leaves doesn't mean that she's less valuable now that she is not producing as much, or it's not as green as we thought. And maybe it's time for us to see the abundance in fall, instead of assuming that fall is this lack, or winter. Fall and winter are these lack types of months. Well, shit, I didn't expect that to come out, but I like that. So that's what I'm feeling when it comes to this message. And then the second is the snake spirit and the Four of Swords here. So the snake spirit card says, watch those who come around you. And we have this Four of Swords here. This is just giving me chill on trying to like please other people, chill on trying to fit in, chill on trying to adhere to the standards, chill on all of that, because it ain't it. Because we got snakes in the motherfucking grass, okay? And so if you've been feeling like something just feels off, like it just feels itchy, like my circle is feeling wonky, trust that shit. Trust that, okay? Because you don't know my efforts intentions for real, okay? And be mindful, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Be mindful of how your spirit and your body reacts when you're around certain people. They're trying to, yourself is trying to tell you something, okay? And that's not to say that you also don't need to do your work when it comes to your trust, your intimacy, your vulnerability, and making sure your wounds are checked, okay? But also it's like this game of balance. Like, is it me? Is it you? I'ma chill until I figure it out. Okay? You gonna chill till we figure it out, okay? But really, this energy of like, stop trying to overdo stuff. Stop trying to make fetch happen. That's really what I'm feeling. Stop trying to go back to the ex. I cannot stress to you the importance of, do not go back to the ex. Do not go back to the ex. Ex friend, ex job, ex boss, ex family member. I don't give a F. Don't go back. Okay? So that's our collective energy for September. Really want to make sure that you all are taking care of yourself, drinking your water, and remembering to take rest as well. Four of Swords also gives me, I did say chill, so that doesn't mean just like stop one thing just to start up another. It means chill, like relax, like rest a little bit. Rest a little bit. It's been a lot for us all. Chill, okay? Sometimes you be doing too much, me included, okay? So again, I thank you for joining me for today's or this month's collective reading. I know it's a little like all over the place, but I really wanted to get this message out of my brain into you so that I could find some rest for myself. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me some comments below what September is feeling like it's gonna bring for you, and I'm sending y'all all my love. Mwah. Bye.